Welcome. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm Sam Marroquin, and these are two of my paintings that I have here on display. A little bit about my background. I'm originally from Spokane, Washington, and I attended the University of Washington in Seattle, and then I studied my graduate studies I did at Eastern Washington University in Cheney. So like most artists, I've been an artist my whole life, but I've been working in kind of this style of painting and this train of thought in my painting for probably about the last 7 or 8 years. In my art, or in my life, I should say, I'm always thinking about what's going on in the world around us and paying attention to the news and listening to information and things that are going on. So a lot of the images and ideas that are avoided by the popular culture and media become the source for my artwork. I respond to the collective experience of fact and fiction before and explore the authenticity of cultural information. And discovering truth and exposing truth in events and in the world around us is really at the heart of what I do. So this painting is titled American Dream, and it examines poverty in America. So I take this idea of the American dream, this kind of post-World War II notion that anyone can come to America and get a job and make it and have this middle-class life with a white picket fence and the 2 cars in there, the 1 car in the garage. At that time it was 1 car, I guess it's 2 cars now. The 1 car in the garage and the 2.75 kids. And Wonder Bread in the fridge. But this painting is a contemporary look at that, and it really is an opposite view of the American dream. So you can see it's a house that's a little bit dilapidated, it's falling apart. Maybe the landlord isn't keeping up on it. There are several families living in the house sharing it and just trying to make ends meet. They obviously kind of have a harder life than some people, but sadly that's how a lot of Americans are living today, in poverty. In fact, about 12% of Americans live below the poverty level. And here's another statistic for you. It's exactly 62 of the wealthiest people, as individuals, have more money than the rest of the entire world's population. It's really an astounding figure. So a lot of this systemic poverty is due to voter suppression laws, cuts in healthcare, low wages, and cuts to social programs. That combined with policies that push mass incarceration and that hurt immigrants and devastate the environment. The people in power, the people on the top level, are in a position of political power and just continue to tighten their grip on things like taxes, labor, healthcare, and financial policy. So just a few ways to kind of fight this poverty in our society is to vote. That's an important thing to do. Support unions and support living wages, and to write and call your elected officials. And break the silence and be willing to talk about poverty. And that can go a long way in getting more people aware of it, and getting more people involved. And join together for momentum. So the iconographic things in this painting are the grocery ads down here in the painting. There's certain image transfers, so they appear to be kind of transparent and are a little bit hard to see, but I invite you to come up and look at them later on. But there's an ad, there's for Jiffy peanut butter and top ramen. So I imagine that a lot of these people are probably living off of sustenance like that. And in other ads, like the Walmart ad, they probably shop at Walmart to just to get by buying cheap things out of necessity. And like the Walmart can be a vicious cycle. The people end up working at Walmart for low wages, and then they can only afford to shop at places like Walmart. And I use Walmart because it's one of the biggest examples, but there are a lot of other companies out there that follow a similar model. And then the broken down fence, it's your white picket fence, but it's broken and dilapidated. And the blue tone for me really felt like a somber color, and it felt like it really kind of fit the mood of this painting. Now I'll go along and talk about the other painting, Liberty. So if you've had a chance to look up close at this painting, I took clippings from the New York Times. I'm going to leave the date on here because it's in here. The New York Times from Friday, May 25th, 2018. So just a little bit more than a year ago. But I took these actual headlines and these actual clippings about things that are going on in the world today that really are going against this idea of liberty and freedoms and things that we think of as. We tend to think of America as this country of the free, but a lot of the things that are actually going on today really make it seem counter to that notion. I'll read you some of the headlines that are in here. Open hostility. Cut 7,000 jobs. The NFL's crackdown on player protests. American murder. Those are just a few of the headlines that are in there. And then the word liberty is spelled backwards, flipped backwards. It's shown in reverse because that represents the state of emergency that the United States is in right now as far as civil liberties go. It is like when you look at an ambulance, if you're driving a car, the word ambulance on the front of the ambulance is spelled backwards, it's flipped over backwards, it's a mirror image. So when you look at it in your rearview mirror, you will read it the right way, you'll see ambulance spelled correctly. And that's why I chose to flip it around to make that state of emergency really evident. Are there any questions?
Well, I'm interested, and you have a concept of your philosophy statement, and then how do you go about creating the piece? Do you have an image that comes to you, or do you have the I want to say supplies, but your final diagrams, or?
Yeah, I have a pile of things that I keep at home that's ready to go. I've got books that are ready to cut up, and magazines and newspapers, although sometimes I'll go out and buy something in particular for a certain project. And little pieces of plastic and metal and wood and tags I've been collecting for quite a while. And so I have a big stash of those. And whenever I go out on a walk, I keep an eye on the ground and I pick up any lovely little thing that catches my interest. Are there any other questions?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.